Hey guys, Ollie here from Local Knowledge, and today I'm gonna try to recreate one of my favorite recipes with my own twist, and that's the Popeyes fried chicken sandwich. Now, ever since I had my first fried chicken sandwich, which was magical, I wanted to try this recipe with a really good fresh piece of fish or a few pieces of fish. So I did a little digging around on the internet. I kind of found the gist of how they're making such a delicious chicken sandwich, and now I want to apply it to some fresh rock cod that we've got. The first step is gonna be to get the fish marinating. And the marinade's super simple. It's a combination of buttermilk, a cup and a half, with a tablespoon of garlic salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of chili powder. I'm gonna whisk these all together and I'm gonna let the fillets marinate for a couple hours. That's the first step. After that, we'll pull the fish out, we'll fry it, we'll place it on a bun, put some of that zesty Cajun mayo on it, and hopefully this will be as delicious as I'm envisioning. I'm gonna take my cup and a half of buttermilk, take my tablespoon of garlic salt, never too much garlic, a teaspoon black pepper, and a teaspoon of chili powder. All right, we got about the right consistency here. Everybody's whisked together, super happy. Time to pour this over the fish. I'm just gonna bury them in this good stuff. So from here, I'm just gonna take a fork and I'm gonna make sure everything gets good and covered in the marinade. And I'm just gonna throw it in the fridge for a couple of hours. Of course, there is no cabbage in a Popeyes chicken sandwich, but we do know that cabbage goes really good with fried fish, fish tacos, fish sandwiches, whatever. It gives it a little bit of crunch and helps that fish stand on its own just because it's not as thick and heavy as a big chicken fillet. So I'm just gonna take two different kinds of cabbage and then just fine shreds. And this gives you instant crunch, a little bit better texture, and I think it'll really lend itself well. This Bubba knife is killing it. It's perfect for this. Let's hit this purple up, do sort of the same thing. Get your knife in there and just shave it off. Save this for some fish tacos later in the week, maybe. And that's about what I'm looking for there. I'm gonna go ahead and take all of this. We'll set that aside. Okay, now let's put together the batter. Pretty straightforward batter with a little bit of seasoning in it. Just regular flour, cup and a half of it. 2/3 cup of cornstarch, and that's what gives you that southern fried batter versus like a beer batter. And then we got seasonings. We've got a teaspoon of chili powder, teaspoon of garlic salt, and a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Of course, you can adjust that up or down, depending on the heat level. Then we're gonna take a teaspoon of black pepper. Whisk this all together. Now the one other thing I've got here is just a couple teaspoons of buttermilk. I'm gonna set this aside until we're about to fry the fish, but what we'll use this for is we'll drizzle it over the batter, and then when we put the fish in there and combine everything, this will give you those little nuggets of fried crispy bits. That's kind of a secret to making that really, crunchy, crispy fried chicken. So I'm gonna set this aside and we're gonna have our batter ready. Next up, we're gonna get our spicy mayo ready to go. This is super easy. So you got a half a cup of mayonnaise, a teaspoon of paprika, and then we're gonna do a teaspoon of Frank's Red Hot. Uh-oh, got some extra in there. Nobody's gonna complain. Just whisk it with a fork. This doesn't have to be super difficult. Did you know that aioli is a fancy word for flavored mayonnaise? I didn't know that either until I got older. Let's see how it tastes. It's not bad. Now it's time to fry the fish. If you've ever fried anything, it's pretty straightforward. Just dredge it. We're gonna throw it in the oil and we're gonna kind of let it do its thing until it looks golden brown and delicious. One thing we touched on earlier was putting a little bit of buttermilk in the batter here. You don't want to have too much batter on it, but you definitely do want to have a little extra kind of clinging to it, and that's what'll make it super crispy. Okay, so here's our piece of fish. gently lay it in the oil so you don't burn yourself. Okay, lay the second piece in. This should come together pretty quick. These are thinner pieces of fish. Okay, now our fish is looking really good and golden brown. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out, let all the oil drain off, throw it on a paper plate with some paper towels, pull off any extra grease. So we got our fish here, hot out of the fryer. You can kind of see it's starting to look like some Popeyes chicken there. I think we're on the right track. Gonna go ahead, take a little bit of the spicy mayo we made earlier. A couple of good dollops on each bun. Gonna throw down some pickles. Got your chunks of fish here. I'm gonna do a little bit of lemon because any fried fish is good with some lemon on it. Not in the Popeyes recipe, but you can't go wrong with some fried fish. And just a little bit of cabbage to give it some crunch. Throw your bun down on top. Slice this guy open and see how we did. I don't know. That looks pretty good to me. It's my first time trying it. Kind of like I said, we knocked off an existing recipe, more made for chicken. I'm feeling pretty good about this thing. Let's see how we did. Oh man, that's a keeper. Fish is super crispy, bun's nice and warm. You got the contrast from the pickle. Oh, that's a super winner. Man, that is really good. I hope you guys can kind of get an idea of how good this tastes. Super simple preparation. You're basically just frying some fish, making a little spicy mayo and a marinade, putting it on a bun. We got the full recipe is in the description below. If you really enjoy this, please give us a follow and leave comments. Thanks so much.